Ken, welcome. And tell us about the progress of the African American History Project.
Well, I guess the best way to talk about it is to go back to the beginning when this concept came about building this museum on the mall. Turns out that the legislation was signed by President Bush in 2003.
So it's President Bush 2.
Oh yes, definitely. One was
All right.
So George W. Bush did sign it. But what had happened leading up to this is from about the 1988 on, John Lewis had been introducing legislation in the Congress to establish this Museum of African American Culture, History and Culture, and it had gone nowhere. And so he got interested in it, and he said, well, why don't I try to motivate this by talking to the other side? Notice now when I said John Lewis, I'm talking about the Democrats.
Yeah, that's right.
And
He's the representative from Georgia,
right,
longtime civil rights advocate.
Why don't I go to the other side? And so he got Watts, who was at that time the only African American Republican representative in Congress.
Former quarterback
Watts
from Oklahoma.
Quarterback. Exactly.
I forgot that. That's
J.C.
right.
Watts. And J.C. Watts got interested in this program, and he thought it was a good idea. And he gathered some other people around him, and there were other people like Senator Brownback and Max Cleland from Georgia, and some other names. And these people all kind of formed a group of people who were going to push this project. And this guy, Mark Mitchell, was right in the middle of it because he was kind of, what would you say, a facilitator,
Okay.
Innovator,
Advocate.
whatever, advocate, that's
Right.
probably the
Right.
best word. And he got in there and talked to some of these people, and they got interested, and so they decided to name the bill that they were trying to push through the Lewis Watts bill.